If you were on YouTube between 2015 and 2022, you probably saw them, the 8 Passengers, a family vlogging channel with Ruby and Kevin Franke and their 6 kids, Sherry, Chad, Abby, Julie, Russell, and Eve. Their videos showed a big, clean Utah home, happy adventures, and a seemingly perfect family life. Millions tuned in for vacations, birthdays, and relatable moments. At their peak, they had over 2.5 million subscribers and videos with millions of views. Ruby was the firm but loving matriarch, presenting a brand of order, faith, and family values. The Frankes became the model American family, at least on screen, but the like, follow, and subscribe buttons can hide a lot. Behind the camera, a much darker story was unfolding. The smiles weren't always real, many family activities were staged. The children lived under strict, unusual rules. The polished image was a carefully constructed fantasy. The pressure to be perfect was immense, especially for the kids. Fame and money poured in, but at a cost. The children's lives became content, their privacy sacrificed for views. The cracks in the facade grew as disturbing beliefs took hold. The happy family millions adored was not what it seemed. The Franke's story would soon unravel in the most shocking way. What looked like perfection was hiding a nightmare. The world would soon see the truth behind the screen, and the fallout would be devastating. The 8 Passengers' rise was textbook YouTube success. Launching in 2015, they posted consistently. First days of school, game nights, family trips. Their faith and traditional values drew a loyal audience. Ruby gave parenting advice, presenting herself as an expert. The family's organization and wholesomeness were aspirational. Fans watched to learn how to be a better family, not just for entertainment. Money and fame followed, a bigger house, expensive vacations, collaborations. Kevin left his job to work on the channel full-time. The children became stars, their lives broadcast for millions. But being a child star on a family vlog is a unique pressure. Home became a workplace. Parents became bosses. Every mistake, tantrum, or tear could be uploaded for public judgment. The Franke kids grew up under constant surveillance. Their private moments became public property. The pressure to perform was relentless. Fans saw a thriving family, but the reality was different. The children's well-being was often secondary to content creation. The cracks in the perfect image were starting to show, the cost of fame was mounting, and the problems brewing behind the scenes were just beginning. For years, most viewers saw nothing wrong, but some started noticing troubling moments in the vlogs. Chad, the oldest son, was forced to sleep on a beanbag for 7 months as punishment. Ruby explained it as discipline, but many saw it as cruel. Another time, Ruby let her 6-year-old daughter go hungry at school for forgetting her lunch, calling it a natural consequence. Viewers were horrified, seeing neglect rather than tough love. The children's behavior changed. They became quieter, more subdued. Their joy faded, replaced by anxious obedience. The happy family atmosphere felt forced and tense. Concerned viewers compiled troubling moments and started online forums. A petition called for Child Protective Services to investigate. The Frankes dismissed criticism as hate, and loyal fans defended them, but the warnings were there, hidden beneath their massive success. The children's struggles were becoming harder to ignore. The perfect facade was cracking. The family's brand of discipline was raising red flags. The dark truth was still hidden, but not for long. The world was starting to see through the illusion. The cost of perfection was becoming clear. The stage was set for a shocking revelation. The nightmare was about to break through the screen. In 2020, the 8 Passengers channel changed. Content shifted from family fun to strict parenting advice. Enter Jody Hildebrandt, a therapist and founder of Connections Classroom. Ruby and Jody launched a new channel and podcast, offering extreme parenting courses. Jody's teachings were radical. Children were seen as possessed, if not perfectly obedient. She advocated harsh punishments to cleanse them. Ruby embraced these beliefs, calling her own children selfish and in need of correction. Punishments escalated. Food and water were denied, children forced into hard labor, isolated from friends and family. Anything pleasurable was labeled as distortion and taken away. The goal: total submission, called humility. Longtime fans were disturbed, views and subscribers dropped. Ruby's own family distanced themselves. But Ruby and Jody believed they were on a righteous mission. They created a world with dangerous rules, pulling the Franke children deeper in. The consequences would soon be catastrophic. August 30th, 2023, Ivins, Utah, a quiet neighborhood shattered. A doorbell camera captured a thin, scared boy, Russell Franke, barefoot, duct tape on his ankles and wrists, asking for food and water. He was 12, exhausted, with sores and marks on his body. Russell told the neighbor he'd escaped from Jody Hildebrandt's house where he'd been tied up and starved. The neighbor called 911 and gave him food and water. Police and paramedics were shocked by Russell's condition, severely malnourished and dehydrated. He said his 10-year-old sister Eve was still inside. Police rushed to the house, turning the quiet street into a crime scene. Russell's escape exposed the truth that had been hidden for years. The carefully constructed world of Ruby Franke and Jody Hildebrandt collapsed in an instant. The children's nightmare was finally coming to an end. The legal and emotional fallout was just beginning. The world saw the real cost of the Frankes' perfection. Russell's bravery saved his sister and himself. The truth was finally out. The family's darkest secrets were no longer hidden. The nightmare was over, but the healing had just begun. Police entered Jody Hildebrandt's home and found 10-year-old Eve Franke, malnourished and terrified. Evidence of abuse was everywhere: ropes, duct tape, a dark basement room. Ruby Franke was arrested the same day, charged with aggravated child abuse. Jody Hildebrandt was also taken into custody. The story exploded online, the vlogging mom now accused of monstrous crimes. Court documents revealed the children were kept in a concentration camp-like setting, denied food, water, and beds. They were forced to work outside, told they were evil, and that the abuse was love. Ruby had fully embraced Jody's twisted ideology. In February 2024, Ruby pleaded guilty to 4 counts of aggravated child abuse. She apologized in court, blaming dangerous beliefs, but the judge was unmoved. Ruby and Jody were each sentenced to 4 consecutive terms of 115 years in prison. The vlogging empire ended in a prison cell. The world watched as the truth finally caught up. Ruby Franke's arrest shattered her family. Kevin Franke filed for divorce, claiming he'd been separated and cut off from his children. He said he was manipulated by Ruby and Jody, but many questioned his story. The older children spoke out. Sherry, the eldest, posted finally after the arrest. She'd tried to raise the alarm, but no one listened. Sherry worked to get custody of her younger siblings and ensure their safety. The children were finally free, but healing would take time. Ruby's sisters expressed relief and confirmed years of concern. The once close family was revealed as deeply fractured. Jody's influence had poisoned the family, isolating Ruby and turning her against her own children. The Frankes became a cautionary tale of a family destroyed from within. The 8-passenger story is a disturbing lesson in cultic influence and the dangers of family vlogging. Jody Hildebrandt's connections group demanded absolute loyalty, isolating followers and controlling them through fear. Ruby, under pressure to be the perfect parent, was drawn into this system of paranoia and cruelty. Her love for her children was twisted into justification for abuse. The case exposes the dark side of parental fame. Children's lives monetized, privacy sold for clicks. Parents become directors, children performers, and real needs are ignored. The camera made it easier for Ruby to justify her actions, always performing for an audience. The Franke children's trauma will last a lifetime. Their suffering was broadcast as entertainment and advice. They must heal from both abuse and public exposure. The story is a heartbreaking reminder of the responsibility that comes with sharing family life online. The pursuit of fame and dangerous ideology can have devastating consequences. The well-being of children must always come first. The internet gives us a window into people's lives, but what are we really seeing? Family vlogs show a curated, edited reality, often hiding much darker truths. The 8 Passengers case is a wake-up call for the family vlogging industry. Children generating millions in revenue often have fewer protections than child actors. The Franke case is extreme, but it points to a systemic problem. The well-being of children must come before clicks and profits. The downfall of the 8 Passengers is a modern tragedy, a story of faith, fame, and abuse. The happy family was a fantasy. The pain was real. We must learn to spot the signs of abuse, support vulnerable children, and approach online content with skepticism. The truth, no matter how ugly, is always more important than a perfect picture.